All right. Let me get in the mindset of this. Nicola, the day is so it's
Third
about a
night,
yeah.
third fortnight-ish.
The third night, afterwards, everyone has had trouble sleeping from the issues that have gone on. You in particular, you feel as if your allies are. You feel many emotions: betrayed. You feel hurt. You think about your childhood friend, um, how she was lying coldly on the stones outside of um, the castle. You think to what happened afterwards, the you speaking your mind, and Rhys, who you've had a past with. Um, you're both been through the ringer here and there, and now he did this to you. Hold on, Farrah. We have our cameras on. You need to go upstairs. What do you mean you can't get that off? Mom, can you go help her? Okay. Children. So, um, and Rhys did this unspeakable thing. How are you? What is your thought process going on in your head, Nicola?
Pain, anger, revenge, betrayal. Rhys gave me that gun knowing I would most likely pull the trigger. But he didn't want me to. His tests are weird. And my
Yes.
punishment is to become one of them. In Nicola's head is the main way he knows how to punish someone right now is either by outwardly casting spells, which he knows he would get caught, get into trouble. So he just thinks of one of his newer spell this year to go invisible. His new cape that allows him to be just a little bit better at sleight of hand. Maybe he can try and slip something to Rhys overnight. He's not the strongest sleeper, not the lightest sleeper. Clearly, he's also had his issues over the years, but we'll see what happens.
A few nights go by. Each time you're slipping a little bit of poison to Rhys. Um, Classes are resume on the third day. Rhys looks no better than he normally does. Usually he spends the night drinking. But you did see he was going to the bathroom a little bit more throughout the day. Um, the third night, you turn invisible and you sneak in. You go to slip Rhys the poison, this time a heavier dose than normal. Um, when you feel something grab your arm, albeit you're invisible, so he pretty much grabbed the air, and he grasps onto your arms. You see emerald eyes shoot wide open. as he sits up on his bed, still holding your arm. Nicola, mate, I know that's you. I've been shitting shitly. Well, not really shit, to be honest, for the last few days, and I only know one motherfucker who does that.
I'll drop the invisibility.
I've drank so much fucking grog in my life. You think a little bit of poison's gonna kill me? You're gonna have to shoot me.
Oh, I'm not trying to kill you right now. If I wanted to kill you, I would have shot you the other day.
Ugh,
I
could have.
just no. If I had shot you there, I don't think I make it out of there alive either.
Did you notice something when I handed you that gun? Rhys lets your arm go and just kind of gets up.
I do not have the same knowledge as you on pistols. I'm guessing you had made sure that I couldn't shoot.
No, the one I gave Dynea was blank. Yours was loaded. Um, Rhys kind of walks over by the water.
I'll follow him.
Nicola, what is it you desire most above all?
Power seems such a simple answer. I'm not sure exactly. When I see those three horsemen, I feel desire, a craving for that strength to do whatever needs to be done and can be done. What do you want? Except I know you want to sail on your seven seas on your ship. There's
Ah,
something more than that.
freedom above all else, for one. But also, I just want those I care about to make it out okay. You are my crew, after all. He uh, goes back to his bed and he reaches under and he pours um, two flasks and he hands it to you. One to you.
So you want to build the family you never had.
Family. No. Well, I
The
don't know
crew is
your
the
definition of
family.
family. I suppose. There's many that well, it's been 4 years now. They've probably are sitting down in the locker at the moment. But I look at these stone walls and I see a prison. Now, I
So
don't
do
know
I.
if they're going to let me go on this little trip you are all going on, but if they do,
They will. Did I not tell you that yes, the bounty's not lifted on your head. But no one is hunting for you right now.
no one that is officially hunted
That makes a big difference.
does. I've been hunted my whole life, though. He looks down at the restless voyage and kind of twirls it in his hands. This magic that we've all learned, it's been eye-opening. You said power is a simple answer, but power to protect what needs to be done for your family or your crew, even, is also important. I'm sure you're wondering why I stabbed you with that horn.
Not only stabbed me, but then forced its poison into me.
Why do you think I did that?
With you, I can never figure you out. Your choices are erratic.
It's because famine told me to.
And you listen to him?
Well, you said the horsemen have the power, and nothing he said to me while he held my wand and threatened to kill those down there with me with it remotely seemed like a lie. He told me that if you did not gain power quickly, you were going to die. And I saw how Tio and Vetra, when they transformed, turned into these powerful beasts. But also Vetra and Tio are quite capable witches. I don't know if that comes from their bloodline, how they learn in school, or their powers that they have. But I did it to help. But also, I don't know why I fully did it the way I did.
Are you jealous of Vetra's and I's relationship?
I think Vetra will probably slit your throat, and I'm not any jealous of Vetra and you. In
Oh,
fact, I think Vetra would be a wonderful centerpiece on my ship. I could strap her to the front, it would keep away all the Queen's men. But you once told me that you're willing to go through quite a lot to reach your goals, correct?
yes.
Your goal, I assume, you care about our friends as much as men like us can care. But you and I are cut from the same cloth. The ends justify the means. I knew you weren't willingly going to be going along with it, but I needed
An
you to
excuse.
know that I'm sorry it had to happen that way. But I'm not sorry for the power you will receive to protect yourself and our friend.
Let's just hope that I can control. Control is too much of a word for that. I'll have to suffice, but if this power is that strong, and we've seen what it has done to those two,
Yes,
murdering, not even murdering, devouring Victor.
I'll tell you this, Nicola, because you've never killed someone who didn't deserve it. I understand you slew those two last year, but sometimes sacrifices need to be made. And besides, he pulls out a note and he opens it up. This was Famine's plan from the beginning. You see Joe Smith and Victor written on the list, names crossed off. As for your last friend, I don't know.
That was another famine play. Well, the book, as you maybe understood a bit, what happened a few nights ago. But I did die, and yet I didn't.
Which makes me curious. Um, as he twirls the wand in his hand. Last year, I was also hit with that spell.
When?
Well, wasn't that one lad who was in our class? What was his name again? It was, hmm, uh, Samuel. His father came over, told him to make sure I was dead.
I remember
I
that.
was hit by the spell, and that was that. I just thought I was incredibly lucky. But I felt a piece of me die. I don't know what. I don't know where. But somehow I feel now I'm more alone than ever. And if what you say is true, then, well, you cannot deny death a soul it deserves.
I do think that we are approaching this the wrong way for the wands. He said famine talked about hatred. I think it feeds them the wrong way. I can't
All
be sure. I don't have one, but
every time something happens, love, hate, betrayal, all the emotions flow into these things. I can feel it every time I'm nearby you guys. But each wand responds differently, I think. Or at least I assume. Because I spoke to Errol, and the things he felt with that wand are different from mine. But when I stabbed you with that horn, that feeling of betrayal empowered this wand more than any other. So, if famine wants to cause hatred, which wand is he trying to power up?
why does he want us to be strong? Yes, we want power. I want power. But why do they want us to have power? Are we another resource that they're managing?
I don't know. War and conquest tried to kill us. Famine tried to test us. And death lurks around every corner. I feel like we're pawns in a game. But the question is, how do we become something more?
Hopefully, our voyage to the Americas will provide us information about that.
Possibly.
We'll be able to meet potentially one of the famous wand makers also over there.
The one who made this one.
Exactly. The dying headset.
There we go. Hello?
Hello.
Alright, my headset's at 16%, so.
Something to think about,
Always
to
something to think.
reflect upon. I don't know if I can see our veteran Tio the same way. Yes, I joked with Vetra about everything and poked at her, but not only is she a wolf, she's also goddamn royalty.
Yeah. Uh, Listen, I don't know if that princess thing is a real thing or I because I can't really read, but I did look into Russian royalty because I was curious. I think they just call her that. Maybe it's a translation issue.
Maybe, hopefully.
But if we're going to get out of this, we're set on some predestined path with some the most powerful wizards, dark wizards, probably in the world. Are their sights set on putting us in some grand game? We're gonna have to become monsters ourselves. We're gonna have to go off the beat. We're gonna have to tell them they can't fuck with us. When the time comes, I know I've done a lot to you, and you don't owe me anything. But can I call on you in a time of need?
We'll see. I can't promise anything. Well,
Aye.
it's the only thing I can promise. Next time you want to do something like that, let me know first.
Aye. I will, mate. Aye, I will.
Because next time you're not waking up. And that's a promise.
Mate, I hate to tell you this, but you are surrounded by water. So if you want to threaten me, make sure you do it in a desert. I reach my hand, or Rhys reaches out his hand to shake yours.
And I'll grab him by the forearm further than the hand.
I might a grog future endeavors. Let's take this fate, so to speak, and shatter it.
Sounds good.
Rhys goes to go sit back in bed. Did you poison any of me grog?
Never. Alcohol
Ah,
is secret.
I might. That it is. Rhys finishes off his drink and sits his trunk back under his bed. And don't be too mad at Vetra. She wasn't in control. Obviously, she did do it, but I get the feeling in the future we're going to be not clean ourselves with our hands.
We'll see what happens to me in a month.
Well, I look forward to that. Good night.
Good night.
And he waves his wand, and a gust of wind puts out the candle. You hear from the other side of the room, Anton Gaunt kind of pull up the covers. Holy shit! They were drinking mead!
And I'll
Roll on that.
reply to him, but in French, the equivalent of you say anything, and just that,
That
and go to bed.
was quite pleasant. That wasn't the combat encounter I had planned. Yes, Combat V.
Am I allowed to speak?
No. Yes, you can.